All right, so here is another video for you on money and being a soldier. Really can apply to anybody, but I find in a deployment environment there's quite a few things that are unique. So I just want to share that with you. This video is titled How We Saved $60,000 While Deployed. So my husband and I were both dual military, both E6s, and I just wanted to share some pointers and kind of tell you our backstory and how we got here. I did Financial Peace through Dave Ramsey, like the Financial Peace University classes back in 2018 or 19, which has been a couple years now. No, it was longer than, I don't know what the timeline is. Let's be real. Anyway, I did it a couple years ago. We paid off all our debts, so we were both debt-free when we got married. And now, a couple years later, which has only been we've been together 4. So Financial Peace kind of happened early in our relationship for me, and then I drug him into it kicking and screaming. So first and foremost, I just want to share, so we've got, our emergency fund and a regular checking account that all our bills come out of and stuff like that. But then we also have a big expense fund. I call it our sinking fund. So it's bigger expenses that we're saving towards, things we're working on. And for deployment's sake, we've called it our car fund. So prior to deployment, we actually were down in that fund, right? Our sinking fund, our big fund savings account. We were down to about $4,000. We spent a lot of money before we left. Between having early Christmas and early Thanksgiving with our families, with our friends, doing a little mini Christmas before we left with our girls and our family, little things like that. And then, traveling around, took some time off from work, wanted to enjoy, nightlife and go eat food and drink beer. And we did all of that. But we did spend a lot of money doing it. So now we're making up for lost time. And 9-10 months later, we're sitting, before deployment, we were at just right around $4,000. And I use a budgeting app called Every Dollar. So it's actually able to go all the way back to that month and see, here's what we were spending. So one of the things that we did right before we left was we sold both of our vehicles. Now, some people this doesn't make sense. For us, it did. Both of our vehicles are paid off. And instead of them just sitting in our garage with no one to drive them, unattended, and trying to insure them while we're gone, and all kinds of crazy shit, we just decided it's better for us. We're just going to sell them. They're not going to depreciate. They're going to continue to depreciate while we're gone, so we might as well get rid of them. We deserve something nicer when we come home anyway, and we made that decision together as a couple. So we sold both vehicles, and we got around $8,000 for one and $9,000 for the other. So it was about $17,000. So yes, that played into our $60,000, but without that money, we still would have saved over $60,000. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit. So the biggest thing for us was budgeting. And you've got to have a partner that's on board with you. If you're a single soldier, it's super easy. I would just encourage you to have an accountability partner, somebody you can kind of talk to about your money, touch in with from time to time, somebody who helps keep you accountable, like a good friend, somebody that you're close to, just to help mitigate things and keep you accountable. So silly little things oh, I'm only going to get green beans or Starbucks, once a week. And they see you with it 3 days in a week and they're like, what's up, man? Why are you drinking so much Starbucks and, Frappuccinos and shit? So that's one thing that I would definitely recommend for all single soldiers. For married soldiers, that should be your spouse. Or even for me, my sister, my best friends, my brother, they're all really good accountability partners for me. And I share a lot of stuff about finance with them. My sister and her husband went through the exact same Financial Peace stuff with us. And her husband is military. So I've got some similarities there that we share. As well as, just several other of our friends who kind of just have a similar mindset or lifestyle towards money. So, first one's budget. have an accountability partner. Now, when you're getting deployed, one of the things that you'll get, you don't necessarily have to use it, but we definitely did, is the Eagle Cash Card. So one thing we would do for each paycheck was not transfer. So basically you put your little Eagle Cash Card in a machine and it deducts the money from whatever checking account you have it set up for. So for us, it's our primary checking account. You put it in a little machine. There's kiosks everywhere on base. Put it in the machine, you put your PIN in, and you tell it how much money you want to put on there. Too easy. And then it gets deducted from your checking account, like an ACH withdrawal. So for us, we just chose like, okay, here's what our spending money is for the month. My husband's got to get a haircut every week because he has to get a haircut every week. And, for me, like, we'll eat out maybe once a week. But we still had separate budgets and separate Eagle Cash Cards. So, that's one thing that you kind of just between the two of you, if you're dual military like we are, make those decisions and kind of say, okay, well, he's paying for date nights and I'm paying for coffee dates, or whatever the case might be. But those were our spending accounts. And we didn't actually use really our debit cards at all until close to the end here. So that's one thing to think about. It's a really easy way to keep yourself accountable, because once the money's gone off the Eagle Cash Card, it's gone. You have to reload it. So you can't reload it without money in that account. And, so it definitely helps keep you personally accountable for what you're spending. And if you see me keep looking over, I'm looking at some notes that I took. A couple of really easy ways to help with the spending stuff is to not eat out and to not get coffee. Just on the base I'm on alone has 3 coffee shops, 2 Green Beans and a Starbucks. And it is way too easy to stop and get a cup of coffee if your leadership will let you, or if you build extra time in your morning. I enjoy a cup of coffee in the afternoon. I can drink it all day long and still sleep and have no problems. But eating at the DFAC is definitely one of the things that will help you save a lot. I know soldiers that are on this deployment that literally, like, they'll eat out one day a week. Thursday nights, they're one night out, and that's the only time they eat out, period. That's what's in their budget. Couple other things on, like, budget and expenses, cell phones and Wi-Fi. So one thing prior to deployment I would definitely recommend all day long is get your phone unlocked. You can contact your provider, your carrier, whoever you have, and they will unlock your phone for you. All you have to tell them is, hey, I'm getting deployed. Usually provide a copy of your mobilization order, and they will unlock your phone. Regardless if you have like payments that you're making on your phone, or it's part of a plan, or say you got your phone for free and you get a $25 credit every month for the $25 you would have been paying for the phone. Whatever it is, they will unlock your phone. So get it unlocked. The cheapest route that we found to go over here is to just put a SIM card in your phone. So that's what we've done this entire duration. I think the initial cost, like for the first plan with the SIM card, was like $35. And now every month after, it kind of fluctuates depending on like their different specials and stuff, but it's anywhere from $17 to $30. So still way cheaper than what we were paying at home for one phone combined. So that's definitely a good money saver, unless of course you have to have barracks Wi-Fi, or you're crazy gamer or something like that. But for us, FaceTime, video chatting and calling, Facebook video chatting, streaming Netflix or Hulu, that'll work just fine just on the SIM card. And you can actually, on both of our phones, we could turn our hotspot on and sync it to the computer and use the internet from our phone on the computer. So that's another thing that can help you save a little bit of money. And then once you get into country, I would definitely recommend, don't go out and buy crazy shit from the PX. Like, don't be that guy. You do not need to go spend $15 on a broom and another like $30 on storage bins and like $30 on hangers. Like, just don't be a freaking idiot. It's really easy to do because you think you need all these things and you're just getting here and your room is bare and whatever. Take your time. You're going to be here for a minute, so you don't have to have everything in a day or the first week that you're here. One of the things that you'll find a lot of times is that Facebook groups in the area, which you can actually join before you get into country, so you can start looking at them, is like buy, sell, trade groups that are here or wherever at your destination where you're going. And people who are leaving will sell things for really, really cheap. You can get fridges, you can get TVs, Xboxes, PlayStations, storage containers, lamps. I'm just looking around the room to see what else I've got. Fans, Bluetooth speakers, headphones. So many things that you would never even think of, or never even think that you would need. Like, we love our little, like, those like Rubbermaid storage bins with just like the pull-out drawers. Those have been a lifesaver because we don't have a dresser. So that's pretty awesome, and that's been one of those staples for us. I know a lot of people in shared living spaces, they like to put up 550 cord and have like a big blanket or a sheet to block out light, or, you know, just so they have a little bit more privacy. So those are definitely things you can get creative with, but a lot of times, like, I know me by myself, right? Like, I've been selling all these things, getting ready to leave. And if somebody comes over to buy something, like, I will ask them what else they need and just unload stuff on them. Like, I gave away rugs and towels and blankets the other day to somebody who came to buy, I think it was a mirror or something from me. So, excuse me. That's another one of those things that can help you save money. I do know soldiers who have, like, gotten stuff for free off those sites, or gotten stuff for free from someone they bought stuff from, that turn right back around and sell it. I don't see any harm in that. You're being crafty, you're being creative, so to make a couple extra bucks, that's one way to do it. Speaking of a couple extra bucks, there are quite a few different opportunities, if you want to call them that, for making a little extra side cash while deployed. For a lot of people, if you don't have a specific skill or knowledge in any one area, it might be a little more difficult, but if it's something you're interested in, you definitely can do it. I basically had an entire spa in our married barracks housing. So it's like I don't know, it's not a very big room. We sectioned it off, and I had my massage table for doing facials, waxing. What else did I do? Facials, waxing, LED light therapy, all kinds of stuff. It was like a mini spa. And yeah, I put a good chunk of money into it, but I also made back everything that I spent on it and then some, about $2,000 extra. So I know there's quite a few soldiers who run like vape businesses over here. A lot of people like those, the disposable like vaporizers that are like good for 1,000 puffs, or I don't know what they are, but whatever they are, they're disposable. And I know people here too that they've sold like mods and stuff, which actually my husband and I have bought a lot of because they're really hard to come by, and it's definitely a necessity here, right? Soldiers need nicotine, and they need caffeine and a little bit of hate, and we go a long way with that. So those are just a couple of things that I've seen throughout my time here. Like I said, I did have like my little spa business, so I did sell some skincare stuff. PX also has it. Amazon's still an option, but I capitalized on some Ipsy sales and made a little bit of profit off of those, so that was pretty cool. Nothing ridiculous, but you know, $1 here, $1 there, it adds up. So that's the big stuff. And honestly, that's really the majority of it. Again, I'm trying to keep these videos like under 15 minutes so you don't get sick of hearing my voice. You know, just be freaking smart with your money. Every private in the world, and not even just privates, there's plenty of other people who want to go over to the jewelry store and buy a $1,400 gold chain necklace. Like, just don't do it. If you want a good quality piece of jewelry, you can get it for a lot cheaper than $1,500, $1,400, and you can get it at K Jewelers, you can get it wherever. I mean, it's not do or die, like, your life's going to end if you don't get a gold chain necklace. So it's one of those things, just be smart about. I know there's a lot of people that have bought bikes too while we've been here. The MWR has them for free, so you can just rent them. You do have to wear your Kevlar, which looks really silly, or you can buy a helmet. Again, people will sell them on the buy, sell, trade sites on Facebook. So you don't necessarily have to come with a bike helmet and a whole kit of gear for that, but just know that that's an option as well. So that's all I got for right now. If there's something else you want to know about, hear about, another video request that you would like to see from me, let me know. I definitely run heavy on the finance part of it, and I love that piece of it because I'm the nerd in my house. So if there's other questions that you have or more specific information in any one area, let me know, and I'd love to help. And that's all I've got for today.